There's a level of comprehensive training that a lot of lacrosse players do, I think, that translate over, and why many of them are crossing over into other leagues. The combination of endurance in soccer, contact of football, hand-eye coordination of baseball, hockey, agility in basketball, all that stuff is a part of lacrosse.
On May 7th, when Robert Griffin III asked, who are the better athletes, football players or basketball players? Miami Dolphin wide receiver Tyreek Hill's reply offered an alternate answer to the question.
I really enjoyed that tweet. I'd say it's a testament to the lacrosse guys and kind of the growing of the sport.
Jordan Faison plays both football and lacrosse at Notre Dame.
I think it's a great thing, and to have that kind of shout out from a top guy in one of the top leagues in the world is just awesome. Awesome for the sport.
While the debate over which sport has the best athletes continues, lacrosse has been proving its stars have transferable skills to cross over into other sports since the 1950s in Jim Brown, an All-American lacrosse and football player at Syracuse, who would go on to star in the NFL and become a Hall of Famer in both sports.
Hogan wide open, has it at the 10 in stride. Touchdown, Patriots!
Chris Hogan played 10 seasons in the NFL and 3 years of college lacrosse.
Lacrosse athletes are very gifted and talented athletes, as well as football players. When you take the stick out of everyone's hands and you take everyone from a pure athleticism and athletic ability, there's so much similarity.
After his time playing lacrosse at Penn State, Hogan transferred schools and sports, playing 1 season of college football at Monmouth University.
The transition was so easy for me, especially the eye-hand coordination, the physicality of lacrosse, the speed, the quickness. The way that lacrosse translates over to football is almost seamless.
A one-on-one receiver route is just like going one-on-one in lacrosse. That first initial couple of seconds when you are dodging a defender is just like lining up on a football field with someone that's press coverage right in front of your face, and you have to use 1 or 2 quick sudden movements to try to get around them.
Pat Spencer excelled at basketball and lacrosse in high school, but received more recruiting attention as a lacrosse player. He starred at Loyola University, winning the 2019 Tewaaraton Trophy as the best lacrosse player in the country, but kept working on his basketball skills.
I knew basketball was going to be what I did down the line, and so I just wanted to make sure I kept my hand in it. On the flip side, I felt like it got me in incredible shape for lacrosse. I think it translates really well.
After his senior year, Spencer transferred to Northwestern to play basketball. Now he's a two-way player for the Santa Cruz and Golden State Warriors.
Here's Spencer, chance to score, and he throws it down.
Incredible athletes in both sports, but for me, I think there's just a whole lot of overlap. The spacing is very similar. The objectives are very similar. Obviously, put the ball in the net. Both sports really helped me with the other one.
Right now for Pat, it's hoops. It could be lacrosse in a few years. I hope that it is. We could pout on how amazing the PLL would be if Pat Spencer was in it, because it would be. Or we could say, hey, this is a Tewaaraton winner who has crossed over and played in the NBA. He's a big promoter and lover of lacrosse. That's a pretty great thing.
I feel like the best thing that you can do as a defenseman playing lacrosse is really playing basketball. Just getting up and down, working on everything that basketball brings.
Virginia All-American Cole Kastner will follow Spencer's path, using his 5th year of eligibility to play basketball at Stanford.
On basketball, you're playing all-ball defense. You can't really touch the guy. You got to be a little bit physical, but you got to be careful. You don't want to get a foul. Then you put a 6-foot stick in your hand and you're playing lacrosse defense with it. It's just a really natural transition and helped me immensely.
Some lacrosse guys that I've gone against and that I play with could 100% go out to a football field, and it would just translate so well.
Behind the back, and Faison buries it. The football team goes wild on the burn.
I thought they were going to bail at half. They're not abandoning their boy.
Jordan Faison hasn't had to choose between lacrosse and football yet. The Notre Dame freshman has been an impact player in both sports for the Fighting Irish.
The agility in lacrosse is you got to be able to shake your defender, kind of have those left to right movements, and that translates to football. You got to be able to shake your defender with or without the ball to get open or to get open from a guy that's trying to tackle you. Those two things, they're pretty similar, and they translate pretty well.
Other athletes have continued to carry on Jim Brown's legacy. proving that their talents transcend to other sports at the highest levels. Athletes such as Tyler Buckner, Jared Bernhardt, Ricky Miezon, and Trevor Yeboah Cody.
If you look at lacrosse, you have a pool of athletes that are very dynamic and are more likely to be successful at other disciplines than a football, basketball, or baseball player that tend to be more concentrated in that discipline. If you try lacrosse for the first time, the degree of difficulty is so high, and to be able to acquire that skill and then deploy it at full speed with full contact, I believe makes the lacrosse athlete one of the best.